Fall is here. Halloween is coming up and Thanksgiving is just around the corner. So to celebrate the season, I'm here to give you a very brief history on Ruby Gloom. You may know Ruby from the show Ruby Gloom, but I'm going to go a bit further back from that and tell you about her origins and what she would end up becoming. Now, originally, Ruby was created by the cartoonist Martin Sue, and in 2004, the American company Mighty Fine would franchise her and sell things like stationery, backpacks, clothes, plush toys. There was a book series, with the first book being titled Ruby Gloom's Keys to Happiness, and there was also a website with a chat forum, and users could get free things like desktop icons and screensavers. But I think the website is defunct now. I tried checking it out earlier and I ended up getting a 404 error. During this time, Ruby was more geared towards the goth market. She would never smile in any of the products she was in, or very rarely smiled. I'll leave a link in the description below to Martin Sue's website and his designs for Ruby Gloom, along with all the catchphrases they gave her, just so you could see what sort of attitude she had. Eventually, Martin would sell the rights to the Canadian company Nelvana in 2005, and in 2006, on October 13th, the company would release the animated series Ruby Gloom. And Ruby in the series is different from what she was originally, because in the series, Ruby was very positive. She focused on friendship and helping those in need. The show had some pretty good voice actors. Ruby was voiced by Sarah Gadon, who voiced Beth and Izzy in Total Drama, and Lana from Nut Job. Her friend Iris was voiced by Stacey DePass, who voiced Corona in Spider Riders, and Sharon Spitz in Season 3 of Braceface. Misery was voiced by Emily Hampshire, who voiced Star in 16th, and Allison in Braceface. Skullboy was voiced by Scott McCord, who voiced Owen and Trent in Total Drama, and Brain and some others in Inspector Gadget in 2015. Poe was voiced by Adrian Truss, who voiced Claude from The Future is Wild, and Admiral DeGale from Atomic Betty. Garrity Bat was voiced by Peter Gelligan, and unfortunately I couldn't find any other voice credits for him. Maybe someone can find them for me, and I can post them in the description below. Frank was voiced by Devin Burney, who voiced Dracula in the Hotel Transylvania series, while Len was voiced by Jeremy Harris, who voiced Jesse Glenn in the Bakugan Battle Brawlers season. And finally, Boo Boo was voiced by Barbara Mamabolo, who voiced Zix in Level 1, 2, and 3, and who voiced Zenith in Bakugan Battle Planet. There's also Doom Kitty, who's Ruby's pet cat, but she can't speak, so her only way to communicate is to mime, and every time she mimes there's also violin noises. Now let's focus on the characters. Ruby has look on the bright side as her mantra, which is in contrast to her original version, which was, again, goth. She's usually the voice of reason in the mansion. She's loyal to her friends. She likes to write in her diary and knit. And she's also a party animal.
Yes, party, yes!
Iris dresses like Ruby, I think. And she's also a very positive person. But unlike Ruby, Iris is a bit of a tomboy and likes going on adventures, shooting herself out of a cannon.
Now the best way to land is on your feet. Okay, have fun! Land?
Basically doing dangerous stuff and living vicariously. She does do her best to fix whatever she starts, but as soon as it's fixed, she's off on another adventure to start more trouble. Misery is another friend of Ruby, but unlike Ruby and Iris, Misery's a bit apathetic, and that's because she's basically a walking disaster, which is something that is a trait in her entire family. She's always getting rained on by a cloud that follows her around. She's getting struck at by lightning. Even in the intro, she's dodging lightning bolts. And there's a few times where she's actually happy.
Misery, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to put you in this position. It's way too much pressure.
Are you kidding? This is more fun than the day I almost lost 4 toes in the Gloomsville ice storm.
But then her disaster luck just comes back to bite her. Her friends still love and support her anyway. And I think that's nice. Despite her being a literal disaster, they stick by her and they don't make her feel lonely. There's Skullboy, who has a crush on Ruby, who also has a crush on him. But I don't want to talk about that, so let's move on. Skullboy has a lot of skills. He's a jack of all trades, pretty much. The reason he's like that is because he doesn't know where he comes from, what his family history is like, and really to figure out where he came from, Skullboy basically obsesses with whatever new thing he comes across, like being a scientist, being an actor, painting, metalworking, all sorts of things. He always does them thinking that they're things his family's done, but really he doesn't know for sure.
Ah! See? According to this chart, my family tree connects me to the great Wright brothers.
I don't really remember if he ever finds out what exactly his family's like.
Oh, I'll get back to you.
But with his friends around, supporting him, that's fine. He can be whatever he wants to be. Frank and Len are conjoined twins, I think. I don't know what to call them. They're both rockers by nature, and they both get lost in the music. But of the two, I believe Frank is the smarter one, while Len is more sentimental. The only other way I can describe them is brothers. They get on each other's nerves, but they love each other anyway.
That's great, 'cause I gotta make a present for the person I picked in the draw.
You got me again, didn't you, Len?
Yes! Yes! You dragged it out of me!
There's a few characters I forgot to mention, and here's some of them. There's Edgar and Alan, who are Poe's brothers, and they're both literally bigger than him, and they act as his bodyguards and servants, which I think is kind of weird. Why would you treat your brothers that way? There's another character called Mr. Buns, who's a stuffed rabbit that Ruby makes from leftover socks. I don't know what's going on with Mr. Buns. He's inanimate when you see him, but off screen, he does some stuff. When he's first made, Ruby is making muffins when she makes him. And when she pulls the muffins out, Mr. Buns is gone. When she starts looking for Mr. Buns, she sees that the muffins are gone. And then we cut to Mr. Buns outside on a tree with all the buns being eaten. I don't know what's up with him, but I don't think he's evil.
Mr. Buns?
Here's some more characters. They're minor characters that get introduced as the series goes on. There's Mr. White and Mr. White. They're mentors and teachers of Boo Boo. There's Squig, which is a flying worm that Iris befriends. There's Venus, who's a Venus flytrap. There's Mr. Mumbles, who lives next door. He lives in a glass house. The Skeletoons, which is a group of jazz, scat, and Cajun musicians befriended by Skullboy. There's Misery's cousins and ancestors, starting with Malady and Malaise, Mayhem, Mildew, Migraine, Moros, Mopey, Motley, Myopic, Malice, and Misbegotten. There's Bunny, who is evil. And then there's Gunther and Uta, who are twins that are possibly German. They're basically Hansel and Gretel. I'm sure there's more stuff I could talk about, but really I think that's all there is you need to know to maybe get you interested. If you want to check out Ruby Gloom, I tried buying DVDs of Ruby Gloom, but I have no idea how to navigate that. If you have Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure you can watch Ruby Gloom. It's only got season 1 and 2. It doesn't have the third season. It's the same thing with this other website called tubitv. I believe iTunes has the first 2 seasons as well, but you have to buy them. And for season 2, you have to buy each episode individually. I don't know if they have season 3. Okay, a quick update on the DVDs and seasons. Every single episode is on Tubi TV and Amazon Prime Video. They just, instead of having it on 3 seasons, it's now in 2 seasons. iTunes has all the episodes separated into 3 seasons. And for the DVDs, there's 6 DVDs, but they're some episodes cut together to make one really long episode. And the opening and closing skits are put into the special features. I've said all I have to say about Ruby Gloom. Thanks for watching. I hope you give Ruby Gloom a chance. Have a nice time, and I'll see you later.